So today I'm talking with Rusty Belden of Belden's Auto and Tire. They have several locations in San Antonio. Rusty is the president CEO. So Rusty, welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
We're doing well.
I know these are crazy times, and we'll get into that in a second. But just first, real quick, can you tell us how you've been doing this probably in your as a young kid, in your dad's shadows for a while. Now you've taken over. But how long have you been in this? And really, did your dad start it, or did it start before your father?
So yeah, we the company actually started in 1972. My dad purchased the business in 1979. I did. I grew up in the shops. During the summer, I always spent time there. My dad always had me up there running around. I always enjoyed being in and around the shops. I kind of grew up as a sports guy, so I wasn't necessarily at the shops, working on cars by any means. Spent a lot of the time at the front counter and kind of learning that side of the business. But officially, I graduated from Baylor in 2004 with a business degree, and I came straight to work in 2005. So officially, I've been with the company since 2005, and spent some time in the shop. Was kind of humbling at times, and then moved my way up and kind of came through the ranks and spent some time as a service writer and assistant manager, and eventually was a manager at our 281 and Bitters location. And then I guess was there for a couple years, and then kind of moved into what we call our corporate office and worked side by side, hand in hand with my dad for quite some time till he retired in 2008.
Okay, so
And
yeah,
so
he's retired 12 years ago, and I think don't you still have a cousin that's assisting you with all that?
no, we didn't. We had hired Jason to help assist with the transition period. Jason has been in the construction business for a long time. He's extremely talented, and that's always where his passion was. And so we brought him in to kind of help us transition, and he did that for quite some time, probably 8 years or so, maybe six. Um, and so he has recently gone out and has opened his own construction business, which was kind of a lifelong dream for him. And we had gotten to where we needed to be, and it was kind of time for him. He wanted to go off and do his own thing, but he helped us get through a really tough period, through that transition. My dad kind of, I think, had hit a wall and left pretty abruptly, and so we were left to kind of figure things out on our own. And I think looking back on it, it's kind of made us stronger and kind of feet in the fire type deal. So we actually added an additional location, two different additional locations since my dad retired, and Jason definitely helped us kind of through that period.
Okay, how many locations do you guys have now?
So we have 5 in San Antonio, and we have 1 in Bernie, and we are actually, uh, funny enough, 2 days ago we just closed on another piece of property that we will be building a new location, hopefully by the end of this year, out off Calabar Road. So we're working on our seventh location.
That's awesome. I mean, that shows you guys are doing things the right way. You're obviously got a great following. People in town know your name. I imagine sometimes people kind of get the name Belden confused with now I think that's a different spelling anyways, but the roofing, remodeling and all that, those guys.
Sure, it does. It's pretty funny, even growing up as a kid, are you with it's funny because as growing up as a kid, it was always, oh, are you with Belden's Roofing? And you're right, they spell it Beldon. But I tell you, in the last probably 10 years, now I get, are you with the Automotive Beldens or the Roofing Beldens? And so I guess that's a little bit of validation. Yeah, it is funny. So
Well, regardless of the spelling, the names still sound the same. And what I know about San Antonio, growing up and living here, is familiarity and consistency, and both companies to me have just a sterling name recognition and superb branding throughout the city of San Antonio. Would you agree?
I'd like to agree. I mean, I appreciate that. I feel like, the kind of some of the things you touched on is, consistency in the market and getting our name out there. We've worked really hard to do that. And I think the other thing specific to our industry, on the automotive industry, is trust. Trying to have a presence in the community and build trust with our customers, and be there for them, do it right, and quite candidly, when we make a mistake, stand up and take care of that. I mean, it's our industry can be very problematic at times. Vehicles have a mind of their own, and so we talk all the time about educating our customers about their vehicle and how to maintain it, how to service it. Cars are built better today, and they're built to last longer. It's not uncommon to get 200,000 miles out of a vehicle, and so we've kind of taken the approach of educating our customers, and through that, we like to think that we're building trust with our customers, and I think that's important in our industry today. There's a lot of uncertainty when you come in to bring your vehicle to get worked on. You don't know a lot about them. They're very technical these days, and so they rely on the information that we provide them. And so making sure that we're doing that in a professional manner, and that it's a comfortable environment when they come into the shops. And so there's just a lot of things that we that go into that process as far as keeping our facilities clean and so forth. So
That's what I was going to ask you next, or at least point out. I'm a customer there. My wife goes there too, and it's such a different experience because, face it, I mean, we've all gone to different places for different reasons to get our cars worked on. I don't think that there's a lot of people that think as soon as they buy a car and it comes off the lot, and that they have to be stuck with getting that car serviced at that location. I know I've never been like that. If it's a factory recall or something specific, yeah. But so many of us have been to different mechanic shop environments, and every time I've gone there or sent my wife there, you walk in and it's like, oh my God, how clean, and the air is great. There's refreshments. The guys are courteous. You look in the back at the work, and everybody, it's organized, and it's just like from the time you walk into it, just has a different vibe and comfort sense. I think that goes a long way with the trust factor. What would you say to that?
no, I agree. I mean, we work really hard at it. We talk to our guys all the time. I mean, especially for people that have never done business with us. Maybe they bought a car and they're coming out of warranty, and they need to come in for their first service, whatever it may be. That first impression is a huge opportunity for us. And for us, that starts the second they pull up to our building. And so we take pride in our facilities, both inside the waiting room and the shop. And so we just think that it's really important to kind of break down those barriers and have a very clean, professional waiting room, comfortable, warm environment. If they need to stick around, you're right. We have coffee and beverage services, and just a warm and inviting environment for them so that they can kind of sit down and relax. But then also in the shop, if we need to take somebody out, oftentimes seeing is believing, and sometimes we want to take people out to see their vehicle and know exactly what we're talking about. Educate them. And so making sure that our shops are very clean and organized, and we're not having to step and walk over, spilled oil and parts everywhere. But also for a safety measure, we want to make sure that our employees have a clean and safe work environment. Oftentimes it can be very hazardous out there. There's a lot of chemicals and things going on. And so I think it's really important for our employees to have a safe, working environment. And so I think that all kind of comes together and plays together when customers make their decision. I'd like to believe that, people want that when they're choosing an automotive repair facility. And, we talk all the time about having shirts tucked in and our hair is combed, and, just professional, greeting people when they walk in the door. I think all that comes into play.
Right. Kind of wrapping it up here in a minute. You talked about education. You've been a regular contributor to our Chavano Living magazine in terms of automotive care, and throughout the seasons, throughout the years, as things change. And I think that's been very well received. Is there any particular message you'd like to get across right now to the Chavano Park residents, as far as their vehicles, or as far as anything special you guys are doing right now in these crazy times that you'd like to communicate to these people?
Absolutely. I think we want to be compassionate for everybody in the community. We know that these are kind of some uncertain times, and we try and be careful, going out and saying that we're an essential business, because yes, we are essential, but obviously we're not in the medical field and things like that. And so just letting people know that we are here. We're taking all the necessary precautions to be respectful to individuals as they come in, and also to our employees. Whether that's just taking different safety precautions. We're offering right now to go pick up vehicles and bring them back. We actually have a piece of equipment that we are utilizing for 15 minutes. We set it inside a vehicle, and it has a sanitation and cleaning process, and it's a free of charge service, just to offer a bit of peace of mind to customers as they come in. So, aside from that, really the other thing that we're excited about, we recently just partnered with San Antonio Food Bank in the fight against hunger. And they are just having a heck of a time, gathering food and supplies for people in the San Antonio and Bexar County community. Obviously with I think the big unemployment numbers, unfortunately, they're having to feed a lot of people. And so what we're doing is we are offering 15% on all oil changes, and then on the backside we're donating $10 for every oil change that we perform. And so for us, it's just a little way that we can give back. We always participate in the food drive. Matter of fact, we just got done with it back in November. And so this is something that we just started this week, and that's going to run all the way through April and into May. And so we're excited to do that, to be able to give back for every oil change that we're doing. That would be $10 for every oil change. But, aside from that, we're open, business as usual. I mean, obviously business is a little bit slower, but we just want our customers to know that we're there for them, and anything that we can do to help them out. And I guess the big thing is eventually everything will kind of go back to normal.
Right.
And so we want people to, we know that their vehicle is not the most important thing right now. We realize that that's not a priority, but once, business, so to speak, life gets back to normal, we're going to be kind of in the hot weather, the summertime, maybe some travel. There's just to be a lot going on. And so we've just kind of been, making sure people's vehicles will be ready for that. The San Antonio and South Texas heat can be pretty tough on vehicles. And so that's just kind of been our message, but we do realize and respect that, fixing your car is probably not the most important thing right now.
Hey, Rusty, I appreciate your time. What's a good contact number for people to follow up with you at the office there in Castle Hills?
Our corporate office number is 210-494-2945. And they can always reach us at beldensautomotive.com.
Thank you, buddy. Have a good day. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Y'all too. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Bye.